And if there's an equivalent group in Germany, that probably means that there's an equivalent group in every major government. This is not just the US. When something like this takes place, when something like this takes place, it is already globally structured. Everybody is already in place. Please do not think that this is something that's rolling out of the US. When they start showing themselves, the plan is already in place. The players are already in place. So best believe there are people in Australia, there are people in Europe, there are people in South America. Because you gotta keep this in mind. A lot of people don't realize this. Some of you who are Caribbean, some of you that are South American or Mexican, those of you that are in Latin America, you know that there are a lot of people in Latin America that are, first off, that are white. They are white, even though they're Latin. Most of those Cubans believe that they are white. You cannot convince them otherwise. So they and we've seen even people in our country. Because well, let me give you like a little snippet because I've been living in Florida since 1992. So let me tell you something about people who live in Florida who are Hispanic. When they come over here
Yep.
and they have to sign up for job interviews, what box do you think they check on race? They don't check Latin or Hispanic. They check that white box. When they go vote, what ethnicity do you or race do you think they check? They don't check Latin or Hispanic. They check white. We saw some of the people. We've seen videos of some of the Latin people.
And prejudice.
Prejudice is prejudice. Some of them against their own people,
Yep.
telling people to go back to their country when they're also Mexican. And well, wait a minute. I got proof. I got proof. What? Oh God, I gotta find this. Oh man, I laughed for like 5 minutes. Was it Argentina? There was a South American country of people that didn't think they were gonna get deported. That and they got on. Oh my goodness. Does anybody see this video?
I saw that one.
This lady gets on the mic talking about, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, we didn't think he was talking about us. My
I mean,
goodness. Does anybody remember the country she was from?
was
It
that
was it was a
Colombia?
South American country.
No.
I think it might have been Argentina or no Venezuela. It was Venezuela.
Well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
I
was
want
Venezuela. Um,
God.
a news conference. Oh my goodness, I laughed for 5 minutes straight, man. I couldn't breathe because it comes back to the monster underneath someone else's bed. Trump won't do that to me. We're white. You're an immigrant first.
There's one, I don't know if you all have seen it, but it was like they were singing at some kind of like a Trump rally or whatever, and then somebody gets like led away for the deportation. They were like singing like a victory song, and then somebody's like being
Oh,
led.
I haven't seen that one.
That was hilarious.
But this is what I mean that yes, like literally, like ethnically, they are white, right? Like you could trace their roots back to European descent. And they know that they're European descent, but they still don't understand the idea of being an immigrant or being, outside of the WASP, of what the US is kind of catering and focusing on. But yeah, these people getting a wake-up call. Let me put up immigration. I would love to be able to find that video. Oh my goodness. Oh, I found it. Oh, I found it.
What were they?
Well, let me go to the video section. That's just the image. Let me go to Google Videos. Oh yeah, this is it. Beyond betrayed. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna post this in the studio room as well. But first, let me repost the Banyan thing, and then I'll repost this, and then I'll since you guys don't have the audio. Well,
you should put the hashtag F around and find out.
all right, let me show it. Let me do the Banyan first. I'm unplugging my earphones so you guys can. Oh, So everybody on YouTube can also see this. Give me a second, guys. I'm unplugging my. So there is no doubt about it. What is going on?
Share your screen.
Oh, let me do that. All right. And I don't mind showing it one last time, so there is no doubt about it. And what he says, like I said, you'll see it when I post it. The only way that the only way they win is if we retreat. We will not retreat. We will continue. We will not retreat. We will not surrender. Fight, fight, fight. And after he said fight, 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 he does the gesture. And after the gesture, he says, Amen. So we won't be showing that anymore, but that is the climate of our economy, of our government. That is the climate right now. And everything will adjust based on that. But let me also kind of just show you this so you can see what it looks like. Let me see if I can find. There she is. There she is. There she is. Oh, Adela's Pharaoh. It was Venezuela, yeah. Venezuelan American Caucus. She has her own little segment. Venezuelan American Caucus. Oh my goodness.
She really looked surprised and upset. Like,
Oh my
can't
goodness.
believe it.
Now she's saying that they specifically contacted her because a caucus is a incorporated. It's kind of like a super PAC. They are a political, advocacy group, right? They probably do surveys. They probably advertise for people to go to the polls. Like they had these people doing all that legwork to go out and get all those Venezuelans and all those Latin people to vote for Trump. So literally the Republican Party or the Trump party contacted her and got her on the side. Yeah, don't worry, blah blah blah, blase blase. But as soon as he got in office, deportation, deported.
Thank you very much. You can leave now.
Thank you for your service. And she's saying that they told her that it didn't include them. You big dummy.
Moron.
You big dummy.
Was she deported after this press conference or later? Because I did
They
see
probably
this.
they probably picked her up when the mic turned off.
Because she was speaking out against them, like, "Oh man, I was sold a bill of goods, blah blah blah. They tricked us," and I was like, I did see that, and I was like, "Wow, how
I
about
don't
that?"
feel sorry.
Yeah, but she got deported.
Sorry, not sorry, right? Because and even the people with this leaving MAGA, everybody's saying the same thing. You're not sorry for your vote. You're not leaving MAGA because you feel sorry for what everybody else is going through. You're finally realizing how it's affecting you. You have no empathy for other people. You didn't benefit from your vote. So now you want to leave. Unbelievable. A monster under somebody else's bed. He won't do that to me. He's my monster. Okay. All right, so let's hit the charts up, guys. Oh, I did want to post that. Dang it. Let me go to my history. But I can get it later. I'll post that after this live is over. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Good morning, Eric, my friend. Let's see if I can go ahead and post this real quick. Where are you at? Bear with me, guys. We got a lot of moving pieces. A lot of moving pieces here. Dang, I didn't mean to close that out either. Give me a second. I gotta get to it. So many moving pieces. All right, there we go. Back to that. Pause that. Now I can close that out. I can close this out. And let's look. Now I looked at the price action yesterday morning. I went to bed like around like 3. And the market was cooking last night, man. Between 2 and 3 o'clock, the market was cooking. But we already see the market fell. What time was it? 7 o'clock. The market fell. And we're going to come back to this. Let me go ahead and duplicate it. I want to show the Nvidia market first. Give me a second. One day. All right, so I will admit now, first of all, let me make sure everybody can see this. Can everybody see the chart?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. All right, so I would consider this consolidation, right? And I kind of showed it to you like 2 days ago. I drew the lines. So this has been consolidation, and I told you this is what's going to happen, right? Let me go ahead and make sure. Like this back here was February 20th. So that was yesterday. There was a nice spike. That was yesterday, but sure enough, they knew that this thing was coming. And like clockwork, and I want to take you back even farther because I said that first off, the markets was going to fall. First off, the markets are going to fall. They got to set everything up. They got to get rid of all the riffraffs, right? And then there was a nice little spike yesterday, and then now just consolidation waiting for the trade today. All right. I will not be going over any of the details about the NVIDIA trade. I gave specific instructions on what you guys should be looking for, what you guys should be doing. Just use the crossbow, use all of the safety measures that I've given you. I've even showed you what the setup is going to look like at the 9:30 bell. Now, here's something that I did not say in the secret session. I'll let you know that now. And I've said this before. Now, I did kind of give a nice narrative of that 8:30. That it may not happen exactly at 8:30, but I will give this part now. If the markets react at 8:30, which it probably won't, whatever you see that happens between 8:30 and 8:40, right? Listen to me. Whatever you see happen between 8:30 and 8:40 will probably be the same thing that happens at 9:30. I'll say it one more time. If the institutions are manipulating the markets, whatever you see happen between 8:30 and 8:40 is going to be something similar to what's going to happen at 9:30. Same trap, same sentiment, same rally. But I did give you more details on what to look for so you don't fall for the trap. So you can maneuver around the trap. That's the difference between what you learned in the secret session and what I'm explaining now. All right, so I'll leave that there. Hopefully you guys have a decent trade. You know I'm there for you.
I'll walk you through whatever I can. That's the benefit of the secret session. I'm there for you step by step. All right, just reach out to me. I'm going to be watching the price action up until about 9:30, maybe even close to 10 o'clock. You can reach out to me at any moment over the next 2 hours, after we get off. And I'm there for you to somewhere around the 10 o'clock. Once the 10, I'll even tell you, once the 10 o'clock rally starts, I'm done. But you can ask me any question you want between that 8:30 and that, like I would say about 10:30. I'm going to be monitoring the markets, guiding you through whatever I can. All right. So what else do we have on the plate? Just to let everybody know, there is another secret session this evening. I already got 2 people booked for it. And basically, I'm preparing you for the next 4 events. There are 4 more events after today. And I was very clear. I was very detailed on what those events are going to look like. What you can look for to identify when those events are coming. I even told you that I'm going to be looking out myself for the dates. Some of those events don't have dates yet. And it's really like 6 events, right? Because one of the events goes outside of the 3 months. The last event said that somewhere within the first 6 months. So we have another event that's not really included in this 3-month surge. But like I said, I'm gonna monitor all of those events. I'm monitoring for new events. I will give this one other piece of information away. Like I said, I don't mind giving hints, guys, if it doesn't conflict with the information that I give it. So let me give you this one other piece of prediction or analysis. The strongest company on the stock market, no one else comes anywhere close. The number one corporation that has the strongest metrics, the strongest values, the strongest KPIs, the strongest everything, the strongest portfolio, the strongest infrastructure, the strongest partnerships, the strongest diversification is NVIDIA. There is not another company on the stock market that even remotely comes close. I told you the prediction that NVIDIA is probably going to go into the 5 trillion, the 6 trillion, all the way up to the 10 trillion. I was even speculating that Tesla might do the same thing with all the things that I showed you that they had in the box. But Tesla is no longer in that direction. There's only one company left. NVIDIA is the strongest corporation. And I'll leave it there. I'm going to be monitoring NVIDIA for the rest of the year, looking for other opportunities, but that is right now the focus. You're going to see NVIDIA pull away from the rest of the Magnificent Seven because they are, and now I'm getting a little bit into the information, they are diversifying. Do you guys remember what I said last year around this exact time when we analyzed NVIDIA? What did I say? I said if NVIDIA wants to stay in the Mag 7, they had just came in. They had just reached over the $1 trillion mark. That seems like so long ago. But it was only about a year and a half ago, a little bit over a year ago, that they had just reached over the $1 trillion mark. And what did I say? I say if they want to stay in the Mag 7, they're going to have to diversify. They're going to have to find some other products that they can offer to be able to compete with the other Mag 7. And what do the other Mag 7 have? Cloud technology, devices. What are some other things? Shopping, social media, VR, AI, robotics, cars, right? These are all the other things that the other Mag 7 have. So if NVIDIA wants to survive, if NVIDIA wants to thrive and stay in the Mag 7, they're going to have to diversify into these other products of the other Mag 7, and that competition between the Mag 7 will keep them in the room. And what do you think NVIDIA has done? boy, you have no idea. The things that they're coming out in 2025 is going to confirm that. So I'm giving you a sneak peek on what I'm going to explain in the secret session. I'm giving you a sneak peek of what's happening over 2025. And it's best to get in early right here at the beginning of the year because you don't want to be lost later on in the year. Because I promise you, there's probably going to be one or two more of these secret sessions on the video. They are killing it. So quote me on that in 3 months, in 6 months. All right, so hopefully you guys find some level of success with that today. Reach out to me if you need my help. So I'm trying to figure out what caused this major drop with the Dow Jones. Now let's do this. Let's go ahead and do a correlation between all of the spots. We'll come back to this. Let's load up all the spots, right? And let's see what's going on with that. So let's load up the Dow first. Now I want to show everybody a trick that I stumbled onto. Everybody pay attention. I just realized this. I was in a secret session and I stumbled onto this last night and I was like, what? I didn't know this. So I've always showed you guys how to, and let me show you what I've showed you, what I normally do. So you go to the plus sign, you find the other market and you go to new panel, right? And you hit new panel and it splits it, right? So you can correlate the markets like this. Well, let me show you something else that I found out that I had no idea about. So check this out. You can go back to the same plus sign. You can go back to the same market. And instead of hitting the new panel, you can click over here in the main area and watch this. It lays it on top of each other. Am I the only idiot who didn't know this?
I've played around with it for a bit, but I saw the market yesterday. I was going to contact you because yeah, the Dow brought everybody down. It was ugly. We got close to the 43.9, but it went to like 44.1 and kind of hovered around there. But I don't know, after the markets.
Yeah, and I think this is more so, even this is probably like a range of consolidation, but it did drop. This is back yesterday. It did a major drop. Yeah, he did tell me, hey, Aaron, it's dropping. And when I showed up, I'm like, oh my goodness. And I thought, sure, just like you, I thought it would fall underneath the 44, but I think it bounced off the 44.1. Let me look at it now and see. Well, let me change the price action over here. Give me a second. Regular. There we go. And let me go to the 1 day. Well, let me go to the 3 month. What did we do? Let me go to the 1 year. What did we do? What the heck? What the heck just happened? I hate when they do this, man. Now, just to let you guys know, I'm still learning TradingView. So when stuff like this happens that I don't know what happens and I don't know how to fix it, I just hit refresh and go back and try it again. Sometimes I'll be scrolling back and I'll scroll back so far, it does the same thing, it gives me a line. And I can't get it back to what it used to be. So I got to refresh or just close it out and open it back again. TradingView does some weird stuff that I can't really fix sometimes. But this was the major fall last night. Like I said, yeah, around 44.90. So yeah, somewhere around that 44.100 is where it kind of fell to. And it kind of came back up. Let's look at the time for this. This was around 4 o'clock, 4:30. And from 4:30, it just consolidated. Right? Consolidated. Here we are at about 3. Well, I can show you that. And we can kind of zoom in. There was a small little rally around 2:30. Well, around 4. You had a big spike here around 2. Like this when I went to sleep, this is what I saw. And I guess I can zoom in and show this to you. This is what I saw when I went to sleep. I saw the 2:30 here, well, the 3 o'clock, right? And then the 4 o'clock, or the 3:45, but it fell here. This is the 4 o'clock. There was a nice little, slow little cook going into 5 o'clock. This is all consolidation up till 7, and then 7 o'clock is when it fell. I don't know why it fell. I'm going to be looking at the markets, trying to figure out what the sentiment of the markets is around 7 o'clock, and it's still falling. We're going into 8 o'clock, and it's still falling. But let's go ahead and load up the spots, and then we'll come back and load up the futures to try to figure out what's going on. So first off, Dow Jones. Come on. And then we'll load up the S&P and the NASDAQ. And we'll load it into the new panels. Where's the NASDAQ? There's the NASDAQ new panel. Now you do notice there was not a fall. That's the reason why I like to show this. There was not a fall in the spots, right? They do not always correlate. So here's the one day. This is where we are right now. You see the Dow. Now check this out. They're kind of correlated. I like to see it because the Dow Jones has been a little bit wonky compared to the other two, but they seem to have come back into the natural correlation. All right. And like I said, this makes sense. Check this out. Why does this make sense? Because the NVIDIA is on all three. NVIDIA is a member of all three indices.
Just about to ask you if that was going to ride the rest of the market. Those how much of a impact it was going to have now that they're in the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. Thanks, Coach.
No problem. I mentioned it yesterday in the secret session. I let everybody know, what the difference is, which one is going to be more kind of connected and correlated with the NVIDIA market. I'm not going to give that away right here. But I did specify that in yesterday's secret session, that there is one market between the three that is more prone to correlate and move along with NVIDIA. All right. If you guys come into today's secret session, I'll explain that to you as well. But you kind of see they finally have come back in alignment. It may not even last. And I'll give you this. We know that they're not equal. We already know they're not equal. How do we know? Because NASDAQ and S&P have been rallying when Dow Jones have not. So even though they're currently moving together right now, the real movements right now is not the correct equity or equality. The S&P and the NASDAQ has to come back down to get back into the right range of value. So even though they're momentarily correlated, don't think that, they're just going to stay correlated. Nope. There's some adjustments and some corrections that have to happen. Not every correction is 10% of the market. There are some very smaller corrections that will happen. They just don't call them official corrections because it doesn't fit the 10% definition. But two markets that are correlated, we'll see oil rally. We'll see interest rates rally, right? We'll see the dollar index rally. And we'll see that the other correlated market does not. And sure enough, at some point, that correlation has to correct itself back to the equal value and equity. So you'll see one of those markets that did rally early, you'll see them kind of retrace and come back in alignment. I love explaining this kind of stuff to you guys.
Aaron?
Because, go ahead.
There's a Wall Street Journal report saying the DOJ is investigating United Health, and that's why the Dow is taking a hit this morning.
I do not know. And that's why I said that when I get off, I'm going to probably try to go out and try to find out why. United Health is a major player in the Dow Jones. They have been there for over 2 decades. I think they're one of the largest of that. Well, we can look that up because there's a weight system, right? If you want to find out who controls the Dow, look up the weight system because that's what the Dow is based on. The average is weighted. It's not equally weighted. So let me type this in. What is the weight? The weight hold on. List the corporations, and I should put in 30. Put in the list the 30 corporations in order of weight. In the Dow in order of weight, of their weight. Let's see if the AI will do it. Yeah, United Healthcare is number 2. And they even show you the weight. United Healthcare is number 2. Goldman Sachs Group is number 1. Does everybody can see this, right?
Yes.
Yep.
This makes sense though, because the S&P is up and the NASDAQ is doing just fine.
There you go. And the biggest difference is the amount in the average. The 30 companies is not going to move the same as 100 companies. The 100 companies is not going to move the same as 500 companies. The weight distribution is different. The calculations based on the weight is different. Well, and that's the other thing. One market is based on the market cap, and the other one is based on the price of the shares. The Dow Jones is based on the price of the shares. The NASDAQ and the S&P are based on the market cap. I think I got that right. So even though, even the way that they're moving is different based on the calculations and the average and the weight. All of them factor in differently. But I'm not discounting what you said because United Healthcare is number 2 on the list, which means they have a major influence on that Dow Jones.
Who did that CEO work for that got murdered?
It might have been United Healthcare. Wait, let's go look it up.
Was
Yeah, it was.
the CEO that got murdered? Yeah.
Yeah, it was United Healthcare. Yeah, that's what I figured.
For sure.
So that's how that works, guys. So let's now. I showed you the weight of the spots. Now let's go back and show you the weight of the futures. So we go to futures. We're going to type in the MYM. I should probably delete these. Yeah, this thing locked up on me. Let me see if I can get it back. There we go. Let me go ahead and delete these 2. And then we'll put in the futures. Next, S&P. Well, I should do NASDAQ first. MN. Somebody tell me the NASDAQ micro.
MNQ. Mary
MNQ,
Nancy
right?
Q. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. New panel. And then the MES is the other one, right?
Yep. S&P.
Yeah, S&P. So you see the difference? This is the benefit of loading it up.
Yeah.
And I typically like to do this at the beginning, like that is what the pre-market's for. I love this because that is what this entire time period. That's why we wake up at 7:30, because this is the moment. We want to get ready for that 8:30. We want to get ready for that 9:30. We want to get ready for that 10. And it's gonna, and think about it. If you get in early enough, you're prepared for the whole story of the day. But most of these people are showing up exactly at 9:25 trying to get into the markets. They're doing no pre-market analysis. They don't know the prequel story. They don't know the characters that are being introduced. They're just watching the news and just jumping and running and following everybody else. We don't do that. This right here sets a tone for everything that you're going to go through for the entire day. And I got to admit, sometimes I don't do it. I don't do it every single day, but that's also a teachable moment, because when I tell you to go through the whole routine, this would be a part of the routine that you do every single morning. But you might skip it. And then you skip it so many days that you haven't done it in 2 weeks. Then you start losing, and then, oh, I got to go reset. Does this make sense? We all do it. Don't feel bad that you skip over steps. That is, I even explained what happens. The brain is looking for heuristics. Heuristics is the brain's I don't want to use the word desire. The brain is designed to look for shortcuts. The brain has so many things to do. The brain has to make sure your heart is pumping and that you breathe at the same time. The brain has a lot of things to do. So in order to cut things and make things simple, it looks for shortcuts. The brain doesn't want to have to do all of these functions at the same time. So there's something called heuristics where it looks for shortcuts. So, and the body, and the conscious mind follows the heuristics. So you got to catch yourself. Well, wait a minute. How did I deviate this much? Why am I not doing my routine? Why am I not doing everything that I'm supposed to do? Because the brain has gravitated you away from your normal routine. And you got to reset, bring it back to default and start fresh. And I would say you may have to do that probably maybe every couple of weeks, maybe every 30 days, but you definitely want to do it when you start losing, because it is so hard to hone in on the one thing you're doing wrong. And the thing is, it may not be one thing. So the best thing you can do, blanket, just start fresh and go through the whole routine. And I promise you, if you do that, you automatically fix everything. It's too hard to figure out that one thing you're doing wrong. Just come back to default. And that also gives a teachable moment that you need to have a default. If you haven't built the routine, there's nothing to default to. You're going to stay lost. And that is what the 30-day challenge is all about. And that is what the 90-day masterclass is all about, teaching you to build that routine, that standard. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do the challenge so we can get you out of here for today's trade. We got about 15 minutes. You guys got any questions about anything we talked about today? Let me know.
Well, let's go ahead and finalize Friday's challenge. We're starting a new assignment. I'm going to go ahead and well, I can switch over the share. Oh, it's not. Oh, there it is. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to give me a second, guys. All right, I'm just gonna reload. Well, I don't want to do that either. Dang it, man. All right. All right, let me close this. That's all you're gonna give me? Okay, no problem. All right, so we got that. Let me share this. There we go. Share that. There we go. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's get this out the way. Come on. Beautiful. We are so close to the end of this 30 days. I can taste it. We are close, guys. We're coming in on day 19 of this 30-day challenge. And we're now switching over to the next assignment, which is creating a trading plan. All right. This is what's going to structure us, not just throughout our trading journey, but this is going to set up everything that we're going to do for the next 365 days. This trading plan, and you might have heard of trading plans before, and most people will tell you to use a trading plan for your individual trades. But that's not how this works. It goes so much deeper than that if you're doing it correctly. You got to have a trading plan.
Did anybody else lose their sound?
Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is it me?
I think it's you, my friend. I'm gonna have to start all over again, but that's cool. I'm glad you spoke up. So go to your audio in your bottom left. Check your audio and see which one is popping up. If you're still having problems, you can exit the room and come back in and see if that fixes it. All right, let's try this again.
There we go.
Oh, we're back? You good, Willie?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Go ahead and mute yourself, my friend. All right, so how did I start this? Oh, we are so close. We are so close to the 30-day challenge being over. We're more than halfway done. We're just about to complete the second part of the 10 days. 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. So we're just about to finish the second part of the 30 days. And this is where we start getting into focus, right? We're going into our day 19 where we're going to do trading plan. And like I said, most people think that a trading plan is only supposed to be used for the individual trade. But that's what amateurs do. And keep in mind, most amateurs don't even use a trading plan. But those that have heard about a trading plan might attempt to use one on individual trades. But we're talking about being a professional. We're talking about being the best of the best. We're talking about following the advice of the billionaires. So if you want to do a real trading plan, you got to focus on a yearly trading plan. And we're going to go over that in today's challenge. Now, once you have that yearly trading plan in place, that's going to allow you to create quarterly trading plans for every 3 months. And then that's going to allow you to create monthly trading plans within that quarterly. And then that's going to allow you to create weekly trading plans within the month. You see where we're going with this? And now you can trade daily trading plans based on the week. This is how you structure. This is what professional trading looks like. And it's not difficult. I promise you, it sounds like a lot of moving parts, but if you do everything early enough, it'll be effortless. Because right now we're at the beginning of the year, so creating that yearly trading plan and then creating that quarterly, that monthly, that weekly, and that daily will be effortless. So let's start off by quoting the professionals, the best of the best. Brett Steenbarger is a professional performance coach. He works with the best of the best. He works with the billionaires, right? And here's what he says. He is a psychiatrist, all right? He's a doctor, Brett can be the difference between success and failure in any endeavor. So we need the right plan. That's the takeaway from his advice. So let's show you how to build the right plan, how to build the right trading plan. Our daily assignment is to plan and schedule a steady profit system. And those of you that are in my curriculum, in my community, you know what that steady profit system is. I have a custom system that you can set up from the very beginning where you're going to set up to make steady profits throughout the year. I'm going to make sure you never lose your money. I'm going to make sure you guarantee your trade. I'm going to make sure you control every aspect of it. And you're going to make steady profits day over day, week over week, month over month, quarter over quarter, where you reach your yearly goal. So in order for us to lock this in, we're going to take the advice of Benjamin Graham, father of value investing, mentor to Warren Buffett, right? That means that he taught Warren Buffett this. And here's his advice. He says the best way to measure your investing success is whether you put in place a financial plan to get where you want to go. And that's kind of what this trading plan has in it. The yearly trading plan is more financial planning than anything else. So let's show you how to execute this daily assignment of planning and scheduling a yearly trading plan, a yearly financial plan where you can reach your trading profitable goals throughout the year. Step one, we want to create trading rules to minimize our risk. We already have discussed the protection, the power, the precision, and the proficiency. This is how you're going to protect. So the purpose of the trading plan is to lay out procedures and conditions that factor in your objectives, your risk, and your time. Choose the asset or the event that you want to be your niche market. Create trading rules for selecting trades and allocating investment capital. Let me say it for you again. Let's break it down. You want to choose an asset or an event. I want everybody to be a niche trader. What does that mean? That means that you're going to pick one thing in the stock market and you're going to focus on becoming an expert at that one thing. Is it going to be interest rates? Is it going to be housing? Is it going to be oil? Is it going to be a specific corporation? Maybe you just want to dedicate to the Magnificent Seven. Maybe you want to hit on some of the commodities. Maybe you want to hit the bond market. These are niche traders that focus on one asset or a sequence of events in the economic events. And that's all you do every week. Every single week, you're waiting for those events to come up, those assets to be traded, and then you're getting in and out of the markets because that is your expertise. That is your circle of competence, which was another one of our assignments earlier. So if you're creating, or if you're focusing on that one asset or that group of events, around that asset, you're now going to create a level of trading rules to keep you protected as you trade that market, that asset, or those events. And then those rules, incorporated in those rules, will be certain parameters or protocols for you to allocate your investment capital appropriately. Right? But before you do anything else in your trading plan, whether it's a yearly trading plan or a daily one, you have to have your rules in place. Step two, you want to create a calendar of a calendar of a trading schedule. All right. Research and review economic events, financial earnings, and corporate releases. Find the dates of those events. Then you're going to create a trading event schedule to trade throughout the year. Now, you may not be able to create the whole yearly schedule. You might have to add on to the schedule weekly. You might be able to add on to it monthly, but know that you have the schedule and you can add on to it as needed. All right. These events will be your main income stream since the schedule gives you time to organize and plan your trades well in advance. And think about this. If we have all of that extra time to plan it out, isn't that the precision? Protection, power, precision, and proficiency. We're giving you the power, the control, and we're giving you the precision of being able to plan it out in detail. So you want to have a schedule of those events. Now, let me also specify this. This is the main thing that we teach you in our course material. You're going to focus on economic events, those financial quarterly earnings, and whenever a corporation does anything of some kind of a product release. And then those are scheduled events that you can control, that you can plan out well in advance. Step 3, you're going to calculate a 5-year profit schedule. And I'm going to offer you all of the resources to be able to do this in the curriculum. The Cheetah Investor curriculum comes with an exclusive 5-year pro forma spreadsheet that allows you to calculate profit projections based on a 1 to 5 year schedule. You can do this all the way up to 5 years, guys. I'm telling you that you should at least have a 1-year trading plan, but I'm giving you the ability to project your profits 5 years in advance. If you want to know how to become a millionaire in 5 years, this spreadsheet will let you do it. And I promise you, I looked. There is no one else that is offering a pro forma spreadsheet that you can do projections. You're going to take the schedule. All right. You're going to start by determining an attainable yearly profit target. What do I want to make for the year? And then outside of that yearly profit goal or that yearly profit target, you're going to build how much do I want to make every quarter? How much do I want to make every month? How much do I want to make every week? And then how much do I need to make on this individual trade, or how much do I need to make on the whole day so that I accumulate my days to make my weekly goal, my monthly goal, my quarterly goal. And like I said, I'm going to walk you through the steady profit system that even if you fall behind, even if you do lose, I have all of that worked out. Like I said, this steady profit system, you're not going to lose. Even if you fall behind, I have measures in place that you can catch up where you will not lose your money. Step 4, you want to sync and time block your profit schedule. What does this mean? Take your 1-year profit schedule and sync it with your trading event schedule. So let me show you the difference. You have that yearly pro forma spreadsheet of how much money you want to make. Well, you also have a calendar of your trading events. So now you got to figure out how many trading events do I have this week? How many trading events do I have this month? And how do I select those trades so that I can meet my goals? You're going to combine and sync those two schedules, your profit schedule and your trading schedule. All right. And then the time blocking is breaking them down into smaller pieces. Like I said, monthly, weekly, daily, and individual trades so that you can meet the time frames for your goals. Once you have your scheduled trades in place, you can add additional trading opportunities, which I'm going to show you how to do that as well. All right. And those trading opportunities are going to be based on current events and market conditions as they come. So they're not going to be so much scheduled. On the fly, you're going to have certain things that will happen in the economy, certain things that may happen globally, and then they're going to create trading opportunities that you can add to your schedule, giving you more chances to meet your goals. It's a no-brainer, guys. I got everything worked out step by step. So here is the secret of the trading schedule. The secret of a trading event schedule is to have scheduled trades in place to create that consistent cash flow. Then use that cash of inflows, all right? And then you're going to allocate it to other trades that are not in a set time. All your trades should be on a schedule that allows you plenty of time to organize and analyze, whether they are scheduled events or these are events that you find on the fly. Put them on your schedule. This is the secret on how you're going to be successful. Schedule, 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 plan, plan, plan. All right. Trade your plan and plan your trade, or plan your trade and trade your plan. All right. This is today's assignment, trading plan. And you see the majority of it when we're talking about the yearly is being able to schedule everything, because it's going to make the smaller schedules and the smaller events a lot easier to control. All right, I want to welcome everybody and thank everybody for being here for the 30-day challenge. We're coming up, guys. We're almost done. We're getting to the end of the 30 days. I want to encourage everybody to join the 90-day masterclass. All you got to do is contact me. Don't worry about the pricing. I will work with you. I want to see your success. I don't want your money. I want your success. Reach out to me if you want to be a part of the 90-day masterclass. I'll find a way. We will find a way together to get you in. All right. This is going to revolutionize the way you trade. You will not recognize yourself at the end of the 90 days. Do we have any questions?